Imagine that you live your whole life without ever seeing your face. You know your hands, your scars, your voice, and your moving shadow. But your face belongs only to the people watching you every day. They know your fear before you understand what your face revealed. Then one morning, you lean over water after the wind suddenly stops. The dark surface becomes smooth, silent, and strangely alive beneath your body. From the depth, a stranger looks back with your exact eyes. You lift your hand, and the stranger lifts his hand too slowly. You blink once, and he blinks with terrifying, perfect timing below. Then, the impossible thought arrives. This is not a watching spirit. This is not an ancestor waiting under the black river surface. This face in the water is actually your own hidden face. Today, we meet our faces dozens of times every single day. Bathroom mirrors, phone screens, store cameras, and windows constantly return us. We fix our hair, inspect our smile, and hate every bad angle. We act like the human face always belonged to its owner. But ancient humans lived inside a completely different kind of reality. Before mirrors, nobody truly met their own face directly in private. You knew yourself through other people's reactions around the evening fire, through a mother's smile, an enemy's fear, and a lover's stare. Your face was not an image you could personally examine alone. Your face was reputation, memory, gossip, and social survival every day. And here, everything becomes frightening for the ancient human mind itself. Because he did not simply discover eyes, skin, and bones there. He saw the body carrying the voice inside his own head. He realized the world saw him differently than he felt inside. Inside, he might feel brave, while outside he looked completely terrified. Inside, he might feel young, while water already showed hidden age. Inside, he might hide shame, while his face exposed everything outside. But the strangest part begins later, when belief finally meets reflection. The ancient world was filled with spirits, warnings, and invisible powers. Water swallowed people, shadows moved, and dreams brought dead faces back. So a living face in water could not feel ordinary then. It felt like a doorway opening between two hidden worlds nearby. By day, the river was food, travel, danger, and mystery outside. But in stillness, it became a black doorway into yourself alone. The person behind it was familiar, but impossible to truly touch. He vanished when touched, broke with ripples, and returned silently again. Ancient people had no words for optics, cameras, or reflection physics. They saw a being that was them, yet also not them. Now imagine the worst possible moment for your first reflection ever. You see yourself after a hunt, exhausted, bloody, and afraid tonight. Animal blood marks your cheek, and hunger tightens your dry mouth. A bruise darkens your eye, reminding you of yesterday's violence again. The person in water looks like he knows your buried secrets. He knows who you abandoned when everyone ran from approaching danger. He knows what meat you stole before returning to camp alone. He knows why you feared the tribe's fire tonight in silence. Before this moment, shame lived only inside other people's watching eyes. Now shame stands directly before you, breathing inside the dark water. And this changed everything about how humans understood the face forever. The face became something you could study, control, decorate, and fear. You could check your expression before walking back to the others. You could decorate yourself with ochre, ash, feathers, or painted scars. You could look more frightening before enemies approached your sleeping camp. You could look more beautiful before someone important finally noticed you. You could become hunter, spirit, leader, victim, or living warning sign. Before reflection, the face was fake given by birth alone forever. After reflection, the face became a tool for social survival itself. But this is only half the story hiding beneath still water. Maybe humans first learned performance by seeing themselves from outside clearly, not only to be strong, but to look strong before others. Not only to feel fear, but to hide fear from everyone. Not only to suffer quietly, but to perform calmness under pressure. A gap opened between the inner person and the outer mask. Inside, there was thought. Outside, there was a controlled human face. And that gap never fully closed for any human afterward again. We still live inside that ancient gap every single day now. We smile while hurting and look serious when we feel lost. We choose one photo and delete 9 versions of ourselves instantly. We think this anxiety belongs to phones, cameras, and screens today, but its root may be older than any city on Earth. Somewhere beside water, a human first understood he had an image. And here, everything becomes even deeper than beauty or fear itself. To see your face is also to see your own mortality. Reflection shows directly. Yesterday's body is already disappearing today before us. Every wrinkle becomes a trace. Every scar becomes a painful record. The water does not only show appearance, it shows passing time. From that fear, something enormous was born. Memory of the self. The face became a bridge between past, present, and future selves. Then comes the question almost nobody can escape forever afterward alone. Who is looking outward from behind these eyes right now silently? The reflection reveals not just a body, but a separate self. Maybe the first mirror showed humanity loneliness living behind every face.